In Revi of this week's parasha, we read about Yaakov Avinu's return to Eretz Yisrael, where he purchased a plot of land and settled in the outskirts of the city of Shechem, as the Torah reads, "Vayiken et chelkat hasadeh asher natash sham oalo miyad bnei Chamor avi Shechem." The Medrash in Breshit Rabbah notes that when Yaakov came to that plot of land, he arrived shortly before Shabbat on Friday afternoon. And before he did anything else, he made a point of identifying the Techumin, the boundaries past which he was not allowed to walk on Shabbat. As we know, that on Shabbat you're not allowed to walk more than 2,000 amot beyond a city limit. Yaakov, therefore, was careful about Techumin. What's interesting is that when it comes to Avram Avinu, we also learn about an Eiruv, and that is the Eiruv Tafshilin. That in fact, the Gemara in Yoma notes that Avram Avinu was careful about all of the Torah, and even about Eiruv Tafshilin. The obvious question is, why would Chazal want to underscore both Avram Avinu's observance of Eiruv Tafshilin and Yaakov Avinu's observance of the laws of Techumin? What is it about Eiruv that these two patriarchs had in common? Reb Meir Simcha Midvinsk in his Meshech Chochma suggests that these two comments are meant to try to identify the different tasks that lay before Avraham versus Yaakov. Avraham found himself in a world where no one believed in a single God. Everyone was pagan. And therefore, what Avraham Avinu had to do was bring people inward. He and Sarah converted people to monotheism. And therefore, what he was doing was observing an Eruv Tavshilin, literally mixing together different kinds of cooked foods. He was trying to bring people in. Whereas Yaakov Avinu, he lived 2 generations later. And while people were already aware of monotheism, whether they observed it or not, now was not the time to be bringing people in, but rather to create boundaries beyond which his own family should not move. He was responsible to create a separate and distinct identity for Am Yisrael. And therefore, what he was doing was creating Techumin, boundaries beyond which they could not move. Avram Avinu was bringing people in. Yaakov Avinu had to make sure that the people who were in would stay in. One is identified with Eruv Tavshilin, the other, the Eruv Techumin.